Hello everyone and welcome to the Captain's video blog. Holy shit, the acoustic is bad. Oh fuck. Well, I didn't turn the water off properly. Good thing that I am filming that in the bathroom. Now I'm taking, the word bathroom as really the bathroom. There's no toilet. The toilets are in the toilet, which is actually a flaw in the plans for the house. That the architect so at the last minute. So we nearly moved in a house that had no toilet. So therefore we could have been paid pretty much by the state for living in a place that doesn't meet its own standards of of decent living. So anyway, yeah, I'm going far away. So it's like 5 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon, Friday afternoon. I don't know. Maybe it's because the word's close. I'm also very tired. Like I haven't slept in. Well, I mean, I haven't slept in about 18 hours. While usually it really isn't kind of a problem this time, since I slept through the afternoon and the evening and pretty much woke up at 11 p.m. It's not exactly the best time to sleep because it's really hot, so it's tough to rest. So yeah, we'll let that slide. I don't know at what point of the evening I'm just gonna fall off onto the couch and being like, oh, let me die. I don't even know if by midnight this whole video will be online, because I'm currently installing Windows 10 and it's really taking a lot of time. Really, like I the main reason why it's taking so long is because I have made lots of saves of my internal hard drives on external hard drives. I made a backup, system backup on one of the hard drives that I wouldn't have thought that I would use it so early. So yeah. So basically, thing is, it's failing all over the place. Like, well, what's going on? I guess. It's really not good. Like I think it's the 4th time I've been restarting it. The first 3 times were because of Windows Update having some trouble making the whole thing run. So it was all 3 times pretty common error types. So quick Google foo and oh, there it is. There's the solution. You've lost about half an hour. And that's even worse when I'm installing, because it's reaching, first it reached 32% in preparing the install, and then it reached the 78% of installing, and then was 80 something percent of the install. Maybe this time it will go all the way, but I mean, the upgrade, it's downloaded on my computer, so I guess I just could postpone it. I don't really know, for the whole thing that I went through this night, it just would feel worthless, because I would feel like, oh well, shit, I could have gone sleeping and would have woken up at 5 in the afternoon and would be like, oh boy, I can download 3 gigabytes of bullshit that's gonna sleep on my computer until I decide that I'm finally going to install it, when it will be completely obsolete. So yeah. But also, I decided to take my time, because besides Impact, but I only watched Impact 1 time for the final deletion, so this doesn't really count. So yeah. Speaking about wrestling, usually the Thursday video blog is a preview of SmackDown and a review of NXT and the Cruiserweight Classic, so I'm just gonna go on to that with the like 8 minutes that are remaining. I was like, oh, maybe in 10 minutes I can do the whole thing, and I was like, what, 10 minutes? What am I? I'm fucking delusional. So NXT was a pretty sad episode for what it was. I mean, it was essentially building the card after being depleted. Like the women's division, you've taken away Nia Jax, you've taken away Alexa Bliss, you've taken away Carmella. Who is the next person besides Bayley who has asked William Regal for a rematch? No, for another match at for the NXT Women's Championship against Asuka. Who's gonna challenge Asuka next? Well, turns out it might as well be Billie Kay, who won against Santana Garnet. Ugh, I'm not really sure. In what was a match, you can't really say more. I mean, when you're used to NXT quality, well, then just feels a bit lackluster. Everything else. What else? Speaking of lackluster, no way, Jose. That's not good. He has actually a decent mic skills, as he used his voice after his quick match against Steve Cutler, whose only real point is being all in American attire. That was strange. So he got a promo about how fun would be over once he would get in the ring with Austin Aries. He tried to reinvigorate him after a terrible loss, and just Austin Aries attacked him and wasn't cool. Yeah. So Blake and Murphy were respectively pitted against Shinsuke Nakamura, who did quick job of Wesley Blake, who's really bland, and then it was announced that Nakamura would be Samoa Joe's next contender for the NXT title at TakeOver, whatever it's going to be called. Anyway, and Murphy held his own for a time against Kota Ibushi despite eating the boot. Like, Murphy was really the more talented of the bunch. Besides really Alexa Bliss, who is the star. But then Blake came and had a little bit of banter on Murphy, who he was like, haha, I'm gonna beat the Japanese and you didn't. But then none of those did. So anyway, yeah. Speaking about divisions that had to be rebuilt from scratch, there's still the Authors of Pain, there's still the Revival, but besides that, you kind of have to build up from nothing. I mean, from nothing being TM61, formerly known as the Mighty Don Neal, who had a decent match against two NXT jobbers who were put together in a team. They won with the Thunder Valley. It's a really great name for a tag finisher. They had a little show of respect when they shook the hands of the losers. That's really fine, and I think that's all. No, Samoa Joe was like, yeah, no, I'm not having it. What, a match against Shinsuke Nakamura, but I don't want to face him. I want to face someone that I want to face, and it will probably be a jobber, and I will make quick work of this. And William Regal was all like, well, if you don't want to face the guy that I picked, well, you better be off, you better be handing me this belt, because I ain't having none of your shit, Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe was like, well, okay, I will face Nakamura, but if I see him, I will destroy him. And then Nakamura music hit, and Nakamura was like, hey, I'm here, I'm looking at you. Yar, I guess. And Samoa Joe was like, well, fuck that shit. So yeah, what can I tell you? It's going. I mean, every time NXT was depleted of some of its talent, more talent was there, and now we have kind of the buffer, because the real talent is Shinsuke Nakamura, is Samoa Joe, and it's going to be Hideo Itami when he eventually returns. But right now, the tag team division and the women's division are pretty, pretty dull. You know, the whole women's division right now, besides Bayley and Asuka, are the women who used to job to Carmella, to Alexa Bliss, to Bayley, to Asuka, to Emma, to Dana Brooke, to basically anyone. So yeah, you're gonna have to. It's going to be pretty much 3 months until someone has some credibility. But it's going to be great. You know, it's been a while since the writers didn't have to rely on the pure talent from homegrown superstars, pretty much. So yeah. Going on to the Cruiserweight Classic, that was fucking stellar. Like Raul Mendoza versus Debra and Kendrick was probably the match of the night. Fantastic psychology from both, especially Debra and Kendrick, who won like the dastardly heel we learned to love and hate, and fucking Paul London and the championship scramble. God damn it, Vince and Kevin Dunn, and you know, the whole bunch of yes men in WWE around 2007. What a waste. So yeah, other matches included Drew Gulak winning with a dragon choke sleeper against Harv Sira, I think, but it was a highly competitive match. Harv Sira nearly had the match won at various points. Like, even when he was first into the dragon sleeper, he nearly had him with the ankle lock, but you know, he was in a pretty dire situation at that point, so got reversed pretty easily. Zack Sabre Jr. put on a great match against Tyson Dukes, but you can see that he's really got this British kind of style where he will concentrate on one part of the body, and this time it was Tyson Dukes' left arm, and well, good luck working with that arm again, because he did really the whole thing. Like, he bent the wrist, the fingers, the whole arm, the elbow. He went the whole way, kicked it, and basically at one point he just Dukes just had to tap out. And the only match that didn't end with a submission, but rather with a pinfall, was Tony Nese versus Anthony Bennett, with once again a great match. Like, Anthony Bennett is the more high flying because he's the lightest, I think. Anthony Nese is more brutal. Like, at one point he even the referee thought that Anthony Bennett was down for the count, but no. So Tony Nese just had to make a 450 out of the turnbuckle, and he was like, well, and I won. So yeah. But next week is going to be great. There's Noam Dar, there's Jack Gallagher, there's Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano, there's who else? God damn it, I'm just so hyped right now. I just can't remember exactly who's going to be in all the matches, but I'm really excited because Mauro Ranallo is great. Daniel Bryan is better than he's allowed to be for a guy who's not supposed to be able to really hold his own with a microphone. Like, he's really great on the microphone. Maybe it's because it's the same thing as on NXT, where the commentary is great, and it's thanks to Michael Cole, who has shown that he can be great if he concentrates on what's going on in the ring and not the banter from both JBL and Baron Saxton. That was focused, and that's great. So yeah, wanted to talk about a bunch of things from actually Wednesday in the day, because I did things actually, now that I think about it, but I'm running out of time. So anyway, thanks for watching. See you later. Goodbye.